guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to do a green summer kind of cut crease type of look with that bold green liquid liner. So if you guys would like to see how I got this look, then just continue to watch. Bye. Okay, you guys, let's get straight into it. I'm going in with my Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, Skin Equalizer. Step 1, Skin Equalizer, Smoothing Primer. And then I'm going in with my trusty NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator in the shade Gleam, just for under my foundation and my high points, just so I can get a little bit more of a glow. And then I'm going in with my handy dandy Shea Moisturizer, I'm sorry, raw shea butter for my lips. And then just to go under my foundation, I am patting in a little bit of Laura Mercier just so it can mattify the skin. And like I told you guys in my last video, I have been living for the Pur Bare It All 12-hour 4-in-1 Skin Perfecting Foundation. If you guys want to see the review on that, please go on my last video so you can check it out and get the tea on how I feel about it. And then to conceal, I am going in with my LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer in the shade Toffee. And to make it a little bit lighter, I went ahead and I went with the that same concealer, but just in the shade Warm Honey. And then with my trusty Benefit Hoola Quickie Contour Stick, I'm just going to start that cream contour. And now I am blending for my life, you guys. Blending is very vital when it comes to makeup. Seriously, if I would have known what I known before, what I know now, I would have known to blend for my life. Because when I see old pictures, I just feel like, girl, what were you doing? What were you doing? So I'm basically just blending, as I stated, blending out my contour, making sure everything is seamless. And now I am baking. So I'm going in with my Laura Mercier and my Black Opal finishing powder. I like to mix my Black Opal with my Laura Mercier because of the tone. It gives me that color that I need to warm my face to avoid the cast. And to prime my lid, I'm going out with my Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, which is my trusty, and I set it with some powder. And then I'm going in with my Lorac Pro Palette, and I'm going into the shade Nectar. Now, I know you guys notice I put that tape on the corner of my eyes just so that could help give me the direction of that winged liner look for before I go in with cutting that crease. Whew. So I'm just blending. I'm still using the shade Nectar, and that is my Morphe M532 brush. And then I'm going in with my trusty old Morphe 35S palette in that very yellow shade just to start that transition. I like the way that yellow and that nectar goes in together. So when I go in with that green, it's all she wrote, you guys. It is all she wrote. I'm just blending. Blending for my life, bitch. Blending for my life. And I don't know if you guys could tell, but I start with a little bit and then I work my way up. I don't want to go crazy with the yellow and then look real crazy out here. We don't want to look like a chicken, okay? So take your time. And then next I'm going in with that aqua green color. So pretty, super pigmented. And then I am starting to give that shadow effect for that cut crease. And I really want to show you guys a really easy way on how I perfect my cut crease. Doing this technique is all about trial and error. I'm going in with that darker bluish kind of shade just to give that shadow, that aqua shadow, more of a definition. But this cut crease technique is all about trial and error, all about stepping back and looking and seeing and making sure everything is right, you know. Yep, and as you can see, it's right. So next, we're about to cut it. Carve out that crease with my Tarte, what is this? Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer. And this is in the shade Tan. I'm just cutting that out. Now, as I stated before, it's all about trial and error. So as you can see right now, it's looking a little but that's okay. You have to step back a little bit and really pay attention to what you're doing. It's okay if you mess it up because you can always take it off and start all over again. It sucks, but you know, this makeup shit is not a game. So now I'm just spreading that concealer all over the lid. And I'm carving it out towards the tape so it can look like a wing liner effect. Still carving that crease. You guys see, I'm going back in to make sure everything is blended. I'm going back in with that blue to deepen that crease out, give it a little bit more definition. Then I'm going to the cool stuff, the lid. I went with a goldish, orangey type of shade in the inner corner with my Morphe 35S. And then I went back in with my Morphe 35OS with that sharp orange shade. And it was a little too orange for me, so I went in more with a pinky, rosy, peachy kind of shade. And that is the lid, and I am blending everything off of the face. Blending, now I am doing my blending method that I learned from the wonderful Orpha Zanelli. If you guys don't know who she is, get into it. I'm speeding through the whole face part because, you know, I have a full highlight contour foundation routine on my channel. You guys can check it out. I believe it's the last video. Yeah, so I'm just blending everything in and then going back in with my elf face brush, blending it in. And then I'm going in with my Kiko eye crush shadow. And I do not know what it's called, but it doesn't even matter because I ended up not using it. It was a blue shade, but I ended up not using it because I wanted to stick with the green. So I went in with my NYX Vivid Brights liquid liner in the shade Vivid Envy to do that wing liner. And now I am doing the brows. Now I am using my Ride or Die, my holy grail. I love all of her products. It's Anastasia at Beverly Hills, but specifically their brow definer in the shade dark brown. I feel like the angle of the pencil itself gives you more of an advantage with drawing and filling in those brows. So I'm just showing you guys a little sneaky peeky on how I do my brows. But if you guys want a more depth video on how I do them, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments down below. So now I'm just brushing the product through my brows to make sure it's all blended. And now I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer to carve out those brows. I don't use a lot of concealer because me personally, I don't want to have heavy product on my face. I used to go crazy with concealer and crazy with foundation, and it seems to be really heavy, so I like to avoid it. So now I'm going in with my Strobe and Glow palette that I told you guys about in my previous video. If you guys want to know the review on that, you know, just check out my previous video. And I went in with the shade Sunset to highlight that brow bone. And yes, it was popping. And then I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And if you guys see, I kind of bent the wand a little just so I could have a little bit more, you know, of an advantage with the product. And then I am going to contour with my handy dandy It Cosmetics My Sculpted Face Palette with the second darkest shade. And I'm just basically bronzing. I used the Benefit Hoola Quickie stick. So now I'm just setting that pretty much and bronzing at the same time. At the same damn time. And then I'm just blending it all out, you know. And then going back in with that palette, and I'm going in with the shade Glow first. It's like a pinky iridescent kind of shade, but I wanted to stay more on the natural side. I wanted the eyes to be the show. So then I went in with the darkest highlight, Goddess, just to have the highlight more on my tone, my skin tone, if I can. And then I went in with my Morphe brushes 9N blush palette in the second shade at the top. Just once again for natural, blush effect or whatever. And then I'm lining my lips with my trusty NYX Suede matte lip liner in the shade Downtown Beauty. I am obsessed with that lip liner, especially when I'm doing a nude natural look. I love that shade. I just feel like it contours my lips perfectly. And then with my MAC Cosmetics Peach Stock lipstick, I am just, putting some lipstick on or whatever. And then with my Colourpop Ultra Gloss in the shade Thoughtful, I'm just putting that on top of the lipstick just to give it a nice little shine. And then I am highlighting the inner corners of my eyes with the shade Sunset from that Strobe and Glow palette. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I'm about to set my face with my trusty matte NYX matte setting spray, and that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. So much for watching. I am a little impressed with this look. Typically I do the half cut crease. This is like the first time that I've done like a full cut crease, so I'm a little impressed, a little impressed with the turnout. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more bold looks such as this, then please let me know in the description box down below. Rewind. More looks like this, bold looks, just let me know down in the comments down below. Please do not forget to give this a thumbs up. Tell someone to know somebody that knows somebody to follow me. So just subscribe. I don't really see what's the problem. Just subscribe, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, so that is it, you guys. I don't really have anything else to say, so yeah. Bye.